I can't remember, but I did it for a brief, and it didn't get accepted apparently. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna use this joint because I like it. Um, so yeah, let me know where you guys are from. We're gonna see if my stream wants to play nice today. It didn't play nice at all last Friday, so we're gonna see if it's gonna be a little bit better for us today. But no doubt, got to do a mix for a client. Nice, getting that mix work in. I dig it, man. I can dig it. So yeah, this week has been interesting, right? Creatively for me, because I've been did nobody tell me that Alchemy was in GarageBand, like iOS GarageBand, Alchemy. So that kind of shifted some things for me as far as, creating in GarageBand on the iPad. So I've been in GarageBand this week, specifically, the iOS version, and I'm kind of like not mad at it at all. Like it's been a pretty cool experience, workflow wise, because it's so similar to Logic. And yeah, so I'm playing around with some things. I'll keep you guys posted. Of course, I'll create some videos and content about it. But it's been kind of dope. Like, I didn't know Alchemy was on there. Like, literally, I've done quite a few things just with Alchemy, because I feel like they're solid sounds. Like, I feel like if you're not in a place to dish out a bunch of money for Omnisphere, Alchemy is like the best thing you can get out of the box when it comes to Logic. I thought it was just exclusive to Logic, but like GarageBand has it, and I'm like, yo, that kind of changed the game for me. Like, GarageBand's wordplay says has grown to the point of being serious. Like, GarageBand is serious. Like, the last time I used GarageBand was around 2007, 8, something like that. So there was still a lot of growth to be made. I haven't used it since then, because I started using Pro Tools, and then I started getting into Reason, and then I started getting into Logic, and then just stayed with Logic. But sheesh, like, yeah, I've been quite surprised this week. So I'll keep you guys updated on all that, man. Let's see who we got in the building. We got Eddie Walker. What's up, Eddie? Back in the building from Omaha, Nebraska. We Creators in here. Wordplay is in here. Virgil is in here from Pittsburgh. Yeah. Cold Wicked. I'm gonna have to try GarageBand a bit more. Indeed. Tracy Brown, what's good, man? I use GarageBand a lot. It's pretty dope, man. I loved it. Like, when I was starting out on the Mac, like I said, man, that's all I was in. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing, like, yeah, like, so I have Beatmaker 3 too, and Beatmaker 3 is cool. Like, it has some features and some that pro flexibility. It's just kind of, sometimes you just kind of gotta get used to how, where things are located and things like that. But pretty dope app as well. But man, yeah. So shout out to GarageBand, man. Shout out to GarageBand. And the ease of use of just like sending that joint to to Logic to finish everything off. Which I still think, like, I'm gonna end up back in Logic to throw like my master and stuff on there. Yeah, because yeah, I just want those plugins. So Tracy, I seen a question, and it was a good question. I didn't get a chance to reply. but I seen that joint come through. So we're gonna answer that joint here on the live. All right, so, and it's funny because I was just chopping it up with We Create about this as well. Like, well, not really. It's like sort of related, but not at the same time. But so BMI, like registering works with BMI. And it asks these questions like, are there any are there any artists, and then 2, are there any recordings? So let's see. Me being the only artist or composer artist and it's recorded, I created it, it's finished work, but people online have different ways of looking at that. Like artists besides me, like any recordings other than my recording creation of the song itself. I'm stuck there. Okay, so number 1, artists. You can literally just put your name, like whatever name you go by, like, or however you release it, like online. Like for me, I release music under just my regular name, Anthony Clint Jr., right? So that's the name that shows up on, you know, all the stores. So that's the name that I'll put as the artist. Obviously, if you produce something for another artist, then you can put that art. Like if you wrote a song, but then an artist cut the song and recorded it and released a version, then you could put that artist name for that song. And then as far as the recording, I'm guessing if they're asking you to upload something, you just upload the recording. If they give you that option to like upload an MP3 or whatever of the recording, other than my creation of the song itself. So yeah, it would just be, you know, you can just upload like the original recording if that makes sense. What's up, Brian? I am Ja4. What's good? So yeah. Let me see. So yeah, if it's if you're releasing it and there's a recording, then you'll just put yes for a recording. So yeah, that's it. Cause sometimes, you know, like I guess you can like write a song and it not be recorded, which honestly, I don't really know why you would like register it with BMI if it hasn't been recorded yet, but people do all types of things. So, so yeah, I would put yes, especially if you're releasing it or whatever. Put yes for recording and just put your name as the artist name, however you're going to release it. And you should be good to go, man. All right, let's see. Everything's good, Brian. Everything's good, man. Just chilling on here, checking in with everybody. Remy Tones, what's up? Remy Tones from Jersey. Good to see you. Up to 111 beats released. Get them out there, boy. Get them joints working. That's what's up. Tallahassee, gotta show my homie Clint love. You come through with the tips. Indeed, man. I'm glad I can help. Jinx in here in the Grand Rapids, Michigan area. Dope. How do you use BMI when your songs gets placed? What's the process? So usually, you know, if you're working through a music licensing company, you're not you don't necessarily have to worry about that because they usually do it for you. So they'll register the title that they, you know, ingest in their library, and yeah, they'll register it. They'll put their publishing company, they'll put you as a writer, and then, you know, whenever cue sheets come around or whatever, from TV shows using your music, then they just kind of match everything up with all the information that's in there, and you just sit back and wait for your royalty checks to come through. So yeah, so usually, like if you're working through a licensing company, library, publisher, they kind of handle that for you. You just have to make sure you're at least registered. And then if you're doing something more direct with, like, you know, a TV production company, music supervisor, then you would be responsible for making sure those tracks are registered. You know, with the making sure those titles and everything are registered with the pro. What's up, creators? How's everything? Therese, I'm good, man. What's up, Mitchell? Or Mitchell, Therese, Crosby / Mitchell. I got you. What are some tips for new producers reaching out to music libraries? Man, shoot. Shoot. Go to my Instagram page, like at ClintMusic, man. I'm about to. I dropped a whole bunch of tips with Morgan McKnight from PMA. She dropped some gems. But yeah, like, it's really, man, just, just being human and like understanding that, obviously your music has to be at a certain level, right? That's what I'm here for, to help you guys get your music up to par. And also give you, the information you need before you just throw yourself out there. But then in addition to that, just realizing that they need your music, right? Like, you don't have to oversell yourself. You don't have to, have a 2-page long email to get somebody to say yes. You know what I mean? Just let your music speak for itself, and keep things short, sweet. And then, do your research. Like, don't just blindly, submit to companies and not do the research involved in figuring out what kind of music they use, what kind of music's in their catalog, making sure it's a good fit for you. So those are some of the main things to kind of keep in mind when you're reaching out to libraries. Yeah, no doubt, Tracy. J. Kell, what's good? So you can register a song after recording it, even if it is not finished. Yeah, technically, like, you can register it like at any point. I usually don't, because depending on what's going on, like, for example, like working, say if you're working on a record for like a major artist, like we did some years ago. Like, my one of the first major opportunities I had was co-producing a record for Music Soul Child. And during that process, like from me creating the track, sending it to my guy to write to, and things like that, during that whole process, from us sending the original one, there was talks about getting another like huge producer involved. And then, then you got Music Soul Child, who wanted us to switch up the time signature from 3/4 to 4/4. So now we're like, we creating that, so like other writers and like contributors can start being involved in this record, to where the splits look totally different than what we originally thought before the song was actually finished. And like, the final recording from the artist was done, right? So usually we just kind of hold off on registration until we have like an official finished product. Everybody who's going to be a part of it is a part of it. Splits are decided, and then we go ahead and register it from there. So that's why usually I just wait until it's just 100% done and ready to be released. Timeless Sounds, what's good? No doubt. Marlon, what's up? Good to see you again. Trying to get my beats released as well. Yeah, man, you should. So you can do the streaming services. You got stock music sites where you can throw your music on and let people kind of come and pay you the the fees to kind of license it off of those sites. Obviously, you have music licensing where you can kind of, or production music where you work through production music libraries and things like that. So it's a lot of different opportunities. Somebody says that the same process for labels. Yeah, like usually, stuff isn't until, honestly, like I've been in situations where like the joint is getting registered with the pros after the album's even been released. Like, the labels is just a whole it's like, that's a whole nother, good graciousness. Like, if you want a headache, just deal with a major label. You will have plenty of them. So a lot of stuff happens like way after it should have already happened. Um, it can be slow. It can be a very slow process. Um, Major Pain, what's good? Is it a good idea or bad idea to have an IG YouTube channel with sync beats I created to display for music soups? I don't think it's super beneficial, cause like, I mean, I think your IG page should show like what you do, like, and I mean, look professional, I guess, but I don't think, like, as a composer, like, I don't think they really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, streaming services, like, you know, something where they can just stream the music. They want to hear your music. They don't want to necessarily like see your brand necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, and they definitely don't want to like go to your IG to listen to stuff. Like, it's just not optimized for that, right? So my focus would be just creating strong music in regards to music soups. I don't think they really check that, you know, like for YouTube all that much. Adil, what's up? Do you work mostly with briefs, or do you mostly work on what you like with media in mind and send to libraries? A combination of both. It's a combo of both. So sometimes I get briefs, and then I'll create off of those, and then sometimes I just create, and then, like you said, with media in mind, and then I'll just shoot it out to some libraries and see what happens. Sound Legacy says, I'm getting my playlist of 5 songs ready for submission, cleaning up mixes, making arrangement, more replacement ready, road to 10 placements. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody who has my blueprint, man. The road to 10 placements, which is everything I did to start getting, you know, the TV placements and landing my first 10 TV placements in a little over a year. I give you the tools. Those are the keys. It's everything I did. I'm just giving you everything. So hopefully it's helping, man, and definitely keep me posted on the progress. Dope stuff. Timeless Sounds, do you work with other producers, collaboration? Occasionally. Like, I have a few that I work with. Matthew Ham, what do you think is the problem with producers today? I don't know. I don't want to speak broadly on and just say producers, because I mean, you got, you know what I'm saying? There's so many producers and so many different mindsets amongst those producers. Like, it's not just producers, because there's some producers who's like, you know, they're doing their thing. They're on the right track. Their mindset is straight. And then there's some who are just not so much. They, like, you know, you got some who are, it's not even producers. It's just people, just human beings. You got entitled humans who they just think you owe them like everything, just because, you know, you did something or you accomplished something, you owe them now somehow. I don't know how that works, but so that's an issue. But it's not, I don't think it's a producer thing. I think it's I think that's just it's just a mindset thing. It's a people thing. I do think producers need to think outside the box a lot more these days. Like, it's bigger than just like it, or it can be bigger than just the music. You know, if you think about it from like a brand perspective, and focus on like building a brand, like that's where it's at for real. Like, because the music is one thing, right? But there's like so many other things that you can branch off into if you build a solid brand. Like, take basketball, for example, right? Shout out to the Bucks. They just won the finals. You know, like, how much money's gonna be made though because they won the finals? Like, the basketball, like the sport, the actual activity of hooping is just like one aspect of like a superstar's career. But now, like, because you're a champion, now you start getting brand endorsements and partnerships and things like that. that'll pay you, handsomely, right? And then you just start partnering up with brands, and now it's like a business to business interaction now, because you're a brand, like you're a business. You're not just a basketball player. Like that's not the only thing you do. And now you can leverage that. You can leverage being a championship NBA player to like opening up like whatever other things like you're passionate about, right? Like you can leverage that. You can leverage the income that you make from basketball to start other business ventures. Like you got to think bigger. Like producers the same way. Like music is just something that we do, but we can take that, you build a brand around it, and then create more opportunities from that. That's what I feel like, a lot of producers need to focus more on, instead of just, I want to make beats. Like I love making music too, but it's like, yo, what else can you do? What else can you offer other people, other businesses that'll make you valuable? So that's my what producers need to think about rant. That's gonna be a segment on the what producers need to think about. So yeah. Okay, fam, I've got people hitting my inbox telling me it's time to start submitting for movies and TV. I just feel lost on how to go about getting this done. Can you point me in the right direction? It's time to start submitting. Oh yeah, do you have the road to 10 placements? That's where it's at. Let me know if you have that. If you don't, just go here, click this link, and then download the free 6-step guide. But after that, you can download, I'm thirsty. You can download the road to 10 placements. That's everything I did, man. It's like how to find companies, how to reach out to them, how to get everything ready. And then before you check out, if you're doing instrumentals, make sure you add the how to structure instrumentals for TV. That's the video course. That's the sauce that, a lot of companies won't tell you. Not necessarily because they're holding it back, but some of them, some people can't explain what they want. They just know it's not it. So they just tell you, no, not what we're looking for. But there's certain elements that just work well for TV, and it's been working for like decades, right? So I implement some of those things in my structure, the personal structure that I use. So I share that with you. I'll walk you through. I'll build a track from scratch so you can see exactly how I do it. And that way you can cut down that timeline of like learning and like, what I'm saying, trying to figure stuff out on your own. Like nobody has time for that. Like skip all that, get the course, learn it quick, implement it, and then fast track your success. So definitely grab that if you haven't already. If you have, we may need to do a like a one-on-one consultation to give you tailored advice depending on your situation, depending on your music, and different things like that. So that's available. Same link, link in bio, clintproductions.com/link in bio. All right, let me go because I'm getting I'm getting backed up. Yeah, the link is in my IG page for sure, at ClintMusic. Have you worked with independent filmmakers? If so, what was your experience? I have. I did some scoring for a indie like documentary. It was dope, man. Like it was fun. Like the documentary was interesting because it had to do with like African American history in like a specific city or whatever. It was like a certain neighborhood, I think. But it was super interesting. So it was cool to be able to, to create the vibe that they wanted to create, so it was a lot of just like any other type of collaboration, right? There's a lot of back and forth, just trying to figure out, okay, like which direction are you trying to go? Like sonically, do you want something bright, something sad, something upbeat, you know what I mean? So just figuring out what they want, and how they want people to feel, where they want the music, right? So like if it's a documentary, you know, they may not want music all throughout. It may just be a piece here, a piece there. You know what I mean? Or, you know, it's just, you know, different things, just figuring out where they want it, and how they want it, you know? So a lot of communication, some revisions here and there, just like any other project, just, you know, with film and working with picture. So it's pretty dope. This is a fact. Yes, he is. Yo, like my guy's like foul shooting like grew exponentially like in like a week. Like it was crazy. Unfortunately, Shaq couldn't improve. As many times as Shaq went to the line when the Lakers kept going to the finals, like he never got better at foul shooting. Like he just never improved. That's hilarious to me. And like you would think doing something over and over and over, like I guess consistency doesn't always win. But Major Pain says disco is incredible. Can you look up Music Soups on there? Confused. No, I don't think you can look up Music Soups. I know they dropped this libraries feature, which I have to dig into more, where it pretty much puts your music out so that Music Soups can actually find you and like your library. But I haven't dug into that. I think sometimes they email you, you know, like webinars and stuff that you can watch where they kind of break certain things down. So maybe they'll send some of that stuff out, and that'll, you know, give us some more insight. I know they dropped one on the libraries joint. But yeah, disco is super dope as far as just like a file management and playlist sharing. Super dope. Beatmaker 3, have you used that before, and can you actually get a placement off the beat still? Absolutely. It's some dope producers. Check out Henny the Business, man. He uses Beatmaker 3 extensively. Check out my guy Brandon Rico. He uses it. Like they both use like iOS, like iPad production, like on another level. like those cats have it down to a science. Those are two producers that I watch and get information from as far as, you know, production on the iPad. You know, and absolutely, man, like they're doing like industry quality work like on an iPad. That's what got me, you know, playing around on this GarageBand and, you know, and Beatmaker 3. I have Beatmaker 3 too. But yeah, like it doesn't really matter like what you use, as long as you can get that joint to sound good, nobody will ever know. And it's crazy, right? Like I was on, so I'm going through and I'm making a new, I'm revising the music licensing directory, add some new companies and stuff on there. So I'm going through and I seen one company, it was just like, they accept submissions, right? But then for a brief that they had, they was just like, we do not want, they was like, please don't send tracks made with Fruity Loops software. First off, it's not called Fruity Loops anymore. I thought it was ridiculous. Like really? Like you won't even know. Like I'll make a beat right now in FL Studio and I'll submit it and they won't know. So that kind of bothered me, but it doesn't matter, man. Like as long as that joint sounds great, polished, and it can compete, you're good to go. iPad, iPhone, computer, PC, Mac, MPC. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Felicia, welcome to the stream. No problem. Glad I can help. Appreciate you coming through. HM Beats Music says disco the best to use with pitching right now. Yeah, I believe so. It's what I've been using for all of my pitching, man. Unless they ask for like something a certain way, or if I'm like uploading directly to their site, I just create a playlist in Disco, shoot that joint off. It doesn't expire. When you the share page, like when you share it, it'll have your contact info, so it'll have like your email, phone number. You can throw a little logo on there, whatever, a picture. It's just real clean and easy to use. So yeah, if you I have a resource list, and the link in my bio. The link to that is on there if you want to check it out. It is an affiliate link, which goes to support the channel and everything. But yeah, like definitely check it out. I think Disco is dope. It's next level. What's up, Logic Sounds? How you feeling, man? The creators, have you worked with a sync agent? Or do you have a sync agent now? If so, what has that experience been like for you? And would you recommend new composers going that route? No, not really. Like, cause I haven't worked with a sync agent, but like a library licensing company, that's kind of what they do. Like, even though agents are more like, an agent may be like a person who, you know, is just well connected and can plug your stuff, and maybe, I don't know, maybe they take a percentage, I don't know. But no, I haven't worked with like specifically an agent. It's always just been through a licensing company, a library, publisher, or something like that. All right, let's see what we got. In your opinion, what's the best place to find quality loops for building? Would it, what's that? Hold on, let me look it up. This is a site that I go to. I always forget the, I always forget how to spell it, so I always have to like Google it first, and then and then okay, it's with a Z. So I get a lot of loops from here, drum sounds and things like that. Super dope. ClintProductions.com. I got loops on there. They're royalty free, and they come with the MIDI, so you can, you know, customize it and make it do what you want to do. And you don't have to worry about me coming after you. Like, yo, you use my loop, I need 15.7%. So you're good. Like, whatever you create with that, that's you, that's yours. So yeah, that's honestly, their stuff is like super high quality. I get a lot of stuff from there. Kimberly says, do you have a Disco Pro or Lite account? Shoot, which one do I have? Like, I don't have like the most expensive one. I think I have like, shoot, I don't remember. Is there like a middle one? I feel like I have like the middle one, like the $15 one. But a lot of the, like, even the first one, I may have the first one. It had, like, honestly, it has everything you need. Like, I feel like the only time you like really need like the pro joint is if you're, why are my bookmarks mad? Okay, here we go. It's like I feel like it is if you have like, if you're like managing a bunch of music, especially for like other people, and you have like a team of people that are inside that disco as well, then I feel like maybe some of those advanced features would be worth it. But nah, like I think the first tier will absolutely get the job done. I have the plus plan, whatever that is. Okay, yeah, the plus. So there's a light, which is $10 a month. There's a plus, which is $15 a month. And then there's a pro for $25 a month. Now let's see why I decided to do the plus. I think I did it for the CSV catalog editing and the playlist stats. Because it helps to know if they listen to it or not. And they have an email creator. I haven't used that yet. I'm gonna have to try that out. That seems pretty cool. And then you can do assigned URLs, which I haven't used that yet. But yeah, I think it's dope. All right, let's see. Facts. These are facts. It's never the hardware, man. It's the user. What would you say is the standard way to link your music in an email? Streaming link. Like anything that streams and doesn't expire, like you're good. But I usually, it depends on the situation. I usually kind of ask first, unless like for example, I sent some stuff to someone, but we've already talked about submitting music, right? So I just followed up with straight with a link. You know what I mean? Like there's no point to like keep re-engaging. Like, hey, can I send you music? Hey, can I send you music? Like that's annoying. So you know, we kind of already were in communication, so that's a little bit different. But yeah. What are some great orchestral plugins, sounds? I have Complete 12 and I have Strings 2, which is pretty limited. Dog, you got Complete 12, like that's it. That's what I got 13 now, but those strings essentials and like they got action strings, and then they have, I think they got another one. All of those, they sound great. Those are the strings that I use. Is it best have instrumentals in disco, or is adding an artist's music the best route? I think both. Like I have both on there, but it just depends on who you're submitting to, right? Like if it's somebody who needs instrumentals, you know, you can use it for that as well. If it's somebody who needs songs, you can use it for that as well. So yeah, you know, if you're uploading songs like with artists on there, you know, you can add that instrumental version, maybe throw it in a folder, organize it a certain however you want, you know what I'm saying, to make sure you can pull those if they ask for them. But yeah, it always depends on who you're submitting to. No doubt, wordplay. We create intermediate, right? What I miss? Man, shoot, a lot so far. We talked about a few things. Cinematic Studios is pretty good, running $3.99. Something I'm looking to get. That sounds dope. I feel like anything with the word cinematic is just gonna be fire. Like you can't use the word cinematic and that joint sounds cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like that word sets the bar. What's up, Sean? Welcome. What can I do with tracks that don't get used for TV film placement? That's a good question, because you know, we want to use everything as much as possible. Like we don't want stuff just sitting around not doing anything for us. So There's sites that stock. I would throw them on stock music sites. That's what I would do, because a lot of the stock music sites, sites like what's that one? Tunefruit.com. I got some stuff on Tunefruit. Honestly, no, I take that back. I have a track on Tunefruit, but I revisited today, and I was just like, yo, like I'm gonna come back and upload some more music on there, because I actually made a sale. It was like $30 for like, I don't know, something random. But a site like Tunefruit, where you can just upload your music. They accept it. If they don't, they don't. But once it's on there, like, it's just on there, and then people can search that music, and it may pop up in the search, and it may be perfect for, some indie video maker or some brand that's doing some corporate video, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much stuff that people be needing music for, that if you put it to where they can find it, like on stock music sites, I think that's a good opportunity to throw tracks that aren't being used on, on sites like that, or like tracks where you may not necessarily have the sessions to create, all the stems that some of these, TV shows and movies want, or music libraries want. Sometimes you can just throw the, that 2-track up on a site and just keep it moving, man. See what it does. It may make you some little extra passive income on the side. So that's what I would do. There's another resource for some quality strings. Complete Contact, etc. Any of them good for live shows? I see a lot of people's stuff freezing in the middle of a show. Yo, that is one thing that that I was like curious of with, because I've seen it too, at live shows, when the computer freezes because they're performing off of a session in Logic. But I think it freezes, like, especially if you have like a session with a bunch of plugins and you're like playing through that session. I feel like your chances, and I don't know, if you don't have that stuff just tracked out as audio with, so you don't have to use the CPU with the, CPU usage of plugins and all that stuff and VSTs. I think you can save it from freezing that way. But I forgot what I was gonna say. I think if you're just using, say, like Complete Control, right? Just the app, just Complete Control, just for sounds, like this is just the instrument. You're not running like a whole session through that joint. I think it would be good. Like if you're just like a keyboardist and you just want the sounds in Complete, I think Complete Control would be solid. But that's just in theory, because I haven't tested it live, not to that extent. So that's a good question. I feel like that's one reason why, like I always liked hardware, like a hardware synth or something like that, if I was playing live, or like a motif or something, because that joint's, it's not gonna freeze. Like the only thing that can happen is somebody trip over the cable and, and that joint just turns off. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's the only way to really be 100% sure. So yeah. MK Sensation VST is a dope VST, so is Pigment 3. Dope. What's the name of that site? It's Tunefruit.com. So like fruit, like an apple fruit. Tunefruit. Boom, 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 boom. What would be a good program to use for sounds or stems? I guess whatever shoot, whatever you use, like whatever. I mean, I think you can do it with any of them now. Um, if you got stems, you can throw stems in anything. You can throw stems on GarageBand on an iPad on a phone and be good until somebody call you. But Logic, Ableton Live. I think that's where Ableton Live shines a lot, like with just like the live performance aspect. Especially if you're like triggering stuff and sections and things like that. I think that's where Ableton Live shines. I think that's why Ableton Live confuses the life out of me, because it looks different than like a Logic or Pro Tools or something like that. But yeah, no doubt. We got about 10 more minutes. I'll answer a few more questions before I hop off. So yeah, there's a lot of cool companies out here for sounds. And honestly, man, like a lot of stuff I know in Logic for sure, like a lot of stuff just right out of Logic is decent. And you can do some dope stuff in Logic. Like I've gotten some stuff placed just with stock Logic sounds. My first placement those were all stock sounds. And I had a loop. I had a Logic loop in that joint. So, yeah. You can definitely get the job done. Should I have stems ready or should I wait for the library to ask for them? This is what I say. Be in a position to make them, right? So like keep in the back of your mind you may have to go in and bounce those out. And the reason why I say that is because number one, I don't like wasting time personally, right? So I don't want you to waste your time because it's valuable. So some companies, they want stems differently, and you won't really know until you start working with them and they tell you how they want them. And then there's some companies where like it's like they want 2 versions, and then they're good after that. So I will wait for the library, but just keep in mind that they'll probably ask you for them, and just be prepared to bounce them out when they do. Logic Sounds. I purchased the Road to 10 Placements course. How do I know what libraries you recommend are the marked? How do I know what recommend? There's none. It's just like a list that you just have to go through the list. Like I don't necessarily recommend specific libraries because there's no there's no one recommendation for everybody. Like it's gonna be different for everybody. And what I want you to do, I don't necessarily want you to just like blow through the list and just shoot out a bunch of emails to just everybody and see, what happens. Like it's there as a resource to like, look up the company, see what the company does, see what kind of music, what's in their catalog, what stuff have they placed before. Use it as a resource to kind of get you started and give you an idea of the kind of companies that are out there. And then from there, you make a list of the ones that you want to reach out to, and then you start reaching out to them. The ones that you feel like could be a good fit for what you do, would be a good fit with how they're structured, because some of them are different. Some of them are, upload the music straight to the site, like a stock music site. Some of them are, create exclusive music to send to them. Some of them are non-exclusive. So, it's different things that you look out for to see if it's a good fit for you. So just use it as a resource. And then from there, it's up to you to figure out which ones are be a good fit. And you'll know like over time, once you start working with a few of them and start seeing which ones work for you, then you can, start to narrow stuff down and send more to a particular company that you may vibe with, you may like more. So that's how I recommend using that directory. I need some of my music radio edit. Do you have anyone you can refer me to? I do not. What do you mean by radio edit? Like just shorter? Plugin Alliance Performer. Yo, Plugin Alliance, yo, they got some dope stuff. Tobias, what's up? What's the best file organizer? Dropbox or Google Drive? Or what do you suggest? All right, so Google Drive is one of those things in my life that I despise, and I still use it though. Like, it's one of those things, like, I'm just trying to just get away from it, but for some things it just works. I hate it though. The reason why I hate it so much is because say if I send you like a file through Google Drive to your email address, and then say you get the link to another email address, or no, you open up the link but you're logged into another Google account that you have. And now you have to get permission for that Google account, or log out of that Google account and log into the Google account of the email that I sent you to access the link just to be able to listen to the music. That annoys me because I have like 15 Google accounts for different reasons. But that annoys me, man. It annoys me. And just some like previewing stuff is like a pain sometimes. Like, stuff just doesn't work. It's just not, I don't know, it's not smooth. Dropbox I haven't really used in a while. I haven't used that in years, since I started using Box. I feel like Box is just a better experience as far as, file, like, cloud file storage and stuff like that. So if I had to recommend any of them, like, it would be not cloud, it would be Box. But then on the flip side, depending on what you're doing, that may change, right? So there's like, I don't know. There's also, well, let me see. It depends on what you're doing. Like, if you're trying to, I don't know, because I use them kind of differently. Like, I have files on Box, but I'm not using Box as like a file organizer. I'm using it to just share stuff, or just, have a place where people can download stuff. Like, for example, people who got the Road to 10 Placements course, like, you're downloading those files from box.com. Like, I use Box for that stuff a lot, because of the file size that I can get out of it, and I just don't have, like, you don't have to go in and create an account or log in with a special email or things like that. Like, you can just get it. So that's why I like box.com for stuff like that. And then as far as just regular file management, I just use, like, my onboard drives, and I have like a network attached storage where I back stuff up, but nothing crazy. But yeah, between Dropbox, Google Drive, and Box, I'm gonna go with Box. Google Drive is cool for like Google Docs. I feel like that's where it shines. Even that can get on my nerves sometimes, but I think the Google Docs is cool. But I think Box has documents now, so you know what? I just may stop using Google Drive altogether. Yes, Ableton is definitely complicated to me, anyways, and to other people, like, wordplay for you to hear. Because I opened that, like, I don't know if I told y'all, but I was, I downloaded the trial version of Ableton. I was about to be all in for like the next few weeks. I was just like, yo, I'm about to download this joint. Like, I'm about to become an Ableton user. Like, I was committed, right? For about 2 hours. I downloaded that joint. Like, I was sitting there for like 15 minutes trying to find how to record, like how to just hit record and record something. I couldn't even find the record button. Like, it was different, man. I was not used to it. I pulled up a couple tutorials, And then I just came to the conclusion. I was just like, this is not the direction my life needs to be going in right now. Like, I'm about to miss out on a lot of briefs because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I felt like so new. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. It was like starting over. And I was just like, this isn't where I want to be right now. So I went back to Logic, man. I was just like, that's it. Like, this is where I become stuck. Like, this is just where I'm gonna be that producer. Everybody on Ableton, I'm that one producer that's just like, yo, like I'm on Logic still. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, like I don't know. It just works, man. I love Logic. I love the workflow, the layout. You know how I can view things. It just works for me. So yeah, man, it didn't work out for me. Ohio in the building. Shout out to everybody in Ohio. OH. Radio edit. Take the cuss words out. Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be like I would have the engineer, like whoever engineered that joint, do that. Because it's easier, like if they have the vocals where they can access the vocals to where you don't have to like mute out the music and stuff like that along with the vocals. And if they have the session, then you know they can just go in, do what they need to do. Okay, what would you say get you more in the door of submission, disco or straight emailing the music supervisors? So I don't want to be misleading with disco. So like disco isn't necessarily going to like get you in the door. Like it's not just because your music is on disco, right? It's not like it's kind of a discovery platform with the whole libraries feature, but you have to like actually set that up. But like just having your music on distro or disco doesn't like attract a bunch of people to like start licensing your music. Like literally, it's a file management system pretty much. Think of it that way. So you can organize, you can upload, you can share. It makes everything easy to do that. And then the extra feature of libraries, that's there, but I wouldn't count on it to be like, just like your only source of trying to get placements. Like you still have to, reach out and find music supervisors and libraries and, publishers and things like that yourself as well. But disco is just a tool to help you efficiently and effectively share your music, because it has the metadata there. It has the song splits. If they download the songs from your playlist, like all of that information will transfer over in their download. So if they pull it up in iTunes, it'll show like the composer information. Like they'll have everything they need right there. So that it does a really good job at doing that. I'll never encourage like emailing like just an MP3 to a soup or company unless they say, which I doubt they will, but unless they say like email me an MP3, usually I wouldn't do that, but always a streaming link. It's just more convenient. What are your thoughts on signing exclusive as opposed to non-exclusive? I think it's cool. Like a lot of libraries now are just exclusive. A combo of both is cool. It's whatever you want to do. It's just knowing that if you do something exclusive, that particular track or song is, it's only with that company for the time being, and then, you just got to create something else for the other companies. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That 2 hours. It was a good 2 hours. Now I probably like realistically maybe a couple days. The first day I downloaded it. The second day, the first day I downloaded it and then looked at it. Like it was, I opened it up and I just stared at it. It was like, man, where do I begin? Then the second day I was like, okay, let me it's a new day. Let me go back. Maybe things look different now, and they didn't. And and then it just went downhill from there. So yeah. But yeah, y'all, like, this was super dope. Shout out to everybody who came through, man. If y'all enjoyed this stream, go ahead, smash the like button. Feel free to share it with your people if you think it'll help them as well. And make sure you guys are subscribed so you know when I'm dropping new content. I got another video coming out tomorrow, so look out for that. Talking about how to get your Spotify streams up. So some dope tips in that joint. That'll be dropping tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, this Friday. So I won't be doing the song reviews this Friday, but I will be on live this Friday at 7:30. I'm gonna be on with my guy Walt. So we're gonna be chopping it up. We're gonna be answering questions. It's pretty much gonna be like another Q&A. 7:30 Eastern time this Friday night. Instead of the live song reviews, we're gonna talk to my guy Walt, man. He's been crushing it, getting placements and things like that. It's a producer who who I've we've done some consultations, and he's taking a course, and he's seeing some dope success from it. So we're gonna be chopping it up. We're gonna be hanging up with everybody Friday. So make sure you guys come back for that. I'll shoot out an email to remind you. And yeah, we'll get it in. So y'all have a great rest of the week. It's hump day, so get over that hump and get it done. I'll check y'all. Who says that? I'll check y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.